President Trump is on a fast-approaching deadline. He has until Monday to come up with the money for his civil fraud case out of New York, worth $454 million. If not, his assets, including famous real estate and bank accounts, could be taken. Dre Clark is with us from New York this morning. Dre, where is that bond money going to come from for the former president?
Well, that's a question that remains to be answered. But the other key question is, will he or won't he be able to post that $450 million bond on Monday here, or will he do nothing and allow New York Attorney General Letitia James to seize his bank accounts or his New York City properties, which includes Trump Tower here behind me on Fifth Avenue, which many consider to be Mr. Trump's crown jewel in his New York City real estate portfolio. In fact, his penthouse is on the top floor of this building. Now, Mr. Trump last week actually he was ordered to pay that $450 million penalty after a judge found the former president, his two sons, Don Jr. and Eric, and the Trump organization guilty of fraud last month. Mr. Trump must either pay that sum using his own cash or post a bond. But here's the problem. Last week, Mr. Trump said he approached 30 different surety companies to handle the bond, and he was turned down by each of those companies. Mr. Trump's attorneys say it's impossible for him to secure the money needed to pay the bond, even though Mr. Trump claims his personal wealth exceeds $10 billion. Now, New York State Attorney General Letitia James is not convinced the former president is being truthful. And in a statement yesterday released, Dennis Fan with the AG's office said this: defendant's argument that obtaining a full bond is purportedly impossible is based on the false premise that they must obtain a single bond from a single surety for the entire judgment amount of $464 million. But appealing parties may bond large judgments by dividing the bond among multiple sureties. So essentially they're saying you don't have to go to one company, you can go to several. Just come up with the $464 million. Now, Mr. Trump has filed an appeal asking a judge to substantially reduce the bond amount or even, in fact, throw out the entire case. But filing the appeal does not mean the former president will not have to come up with that money by Monday. Now, meanwhile, Mr. Trump was able to post a $90 million bond in that case involving E. Jean Carroll, that defamation case where he was also found to be liable. He was able to find a company to underwrite that bond. But, Markie, the other option would be to file for Chapter 11. But many people who know Mr. Trump say he is not going to do that. That would be a very complicated thing to do as he is in the middle of a presidential run for re-election.
Yeah, and just yesterday afternoon, his campaign sent out an email. I'm reading it right now. It says, keep your filthy hands off Trump Tower, which you're standing in front of right now. We'll see what the next few days have in store, where that money comes from. Dre Clark, thanks so much. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.